Mum's Homestead and welcome to the channel. Thank you for following me on my channel, and thank you for all your lovely comments and suggestions, and as a result of actually some of your comments and suggestions, especially on my last video about some of the sound quality, I have taken the plunge and yes, I have invested in a microphone. I got it out a little while ago, just have a little look, and I thought I'd just do a little experiment on here to just let you know what the sound difference is once I've got the microphone on. So there's three teeny little bits to it. So here it is. I'm gonna have to take my glasses off for this because I can't see which bits I'm supposed to press. So bear with me a moment. So I believe, there's a button on it just here, and I think I have to, there we go. I've pressed that, and I don't know if you can see the little green light. I'm not sure where the best, I'm assuming the best place is up here somewhere. Let's just stick it there for now. And then this bit you stick into your phone. So I'm going to stick that in and come back. Okay, so you should hopefully now hear the difference. Hopefully. I've just tucked it under my jumper now, so you never know. But I really want to thank you all for your comments, because obviously I'm still quite new at this and I'm just feeling my way through. So no, I really appreciate it, and it's quite exciting actually, having a new toy to play with. So anyway, what I'm going to do today, I've got a few sort of indoors jobs to do. I thought I'm going to make some yogurt. I haven't made any for a couple of months, so I'd gotten out of the sort of habit of doing it. I used to make it sort of once or sometimes twice a week, but I just haven't had the time lately. But we seem to be eating quite a bit of yogurt at the moment, so I'm going to make another batch today, and it's so straightforward and so simple, and I know I've said that about a lot of my recipes, but they really are quite simple and straightforward, and that's why I think people should give them a go more. And also I've got a couple of other jobs to do. I'm hoping to pop some, I've made some apple wine the other day, and I'm just going to get that into the demijohn. And the other thing is my beans, these ones. I've been having my beans drying. I don't know if you can see them clearly there. So these were the Greek gigantes, if you remember, the Greek gigantes. And then there were these ones that I still didn't know what they were. I think a few suggestions were a type of runner bean, which obviously they do look like. But I don't know if you can see the size. And that way, they're so much fatter than the Greek gigantes. Now I think, doing my research, I think these are the ones called Firestorm. And a chap who I took over my allotment from, he had been on my allotment for 40 years previously, and these are his saved seed. And I think I must have muddled some of these up. But I mean, I will do a taste test to see the difference, because if they taste the same or similar to the Greek gigantes, I think I might grow these because they're so much fatter and just juicier. So I'm just going to sort out the beans. I've got some Cocoa Sophie to sort out, some Jacob's Cattle. They've all just been drying and I just need to get them all jarred up now. So anyway, I suppose I better stop rabbiting and get on with some work. Let's get to it. Okay, it's actually really, really simple to make yogurt. All you need is some milk, preferably organic, and full fat preferably. What do I got here? It says almost 2, this should be 2 litres. We've just used a little bit, so I'm just going to use this. It's about 1.5 litres I've got here. All you've got to do is pour it into a saucepan, and then you have to heat it to almost boiling point. And that's, I think that's supposed to kill off any unwanted bacteria or anything. So just take this over here. Okay, So as you can see, I'm now boiling, bringing this to a boil. I'm stirring some, making sure I'm not catching the milk on the bottom. I've only got it on a sort of medium to high heat, just because I don't want to burn the milk. So this will take 3, 4, 5 minutes. Once that's happened, we're going to transfer it. So whilst your milk is warming, it's a good idea to have pre-warmed your container that you're going to store your yoghurt in. I'm doing it in a slow cooker. So what I've done is I've heated it and now I've turned it off, so it's keeping the residual heat. And that's what I'm going to store my yoghurt in, because we do need to store it for about 12 hours for the magic to happen. So yeah, it's a really good idea. If you're not using a slow cooker, then whatever container you're using, you might want to scald it beforehand. It helps kill off any unwanted sort of bugs or anything, bacteria should I say, but it also warms it so that you're not pouring your yogurt milk solution into a cold container. So this is almost there. Once it's come to nearly boiling, we've then got to cool it to about 45 degrees. So this has almost come to the boil now. Probably got another minute or so to go. And once it's reached that, we're then going to take it off the heat and bring it down, the temperature, down to about 45 degrees. Now, you can either use a thermometer like this, or I generally do use my finger because I know the temperature it should be now, so I've done it so many times that I know that, but I will demonstrate with a thermometer as well, just to let you see. Okay, this is almost there. It smells lovely. I don't know about you, but I love the smell of warm milk. It takes me back to my childhood, I don't know why. So I don't know if you can see that, this has reached the sterilising temperature now. So now I know I can turn this off, but you can just see it's almost to the boil there. So you don't really need a thermometer, but it is quite useful if you do. Now we'll take this off the hob and let it cool down to about 45 degrees. So that's now reached the temperature, it's now just about got to boiling. So I've taken it off the heat and I'm turning it, I'm now bringing it down to a reasonable temperature. What we need to do now is transfer the contents into the slow cooker, and then we will add the yoghurt to this and pop the lid on and keep it overnight. So I'm just going to add, it's about 2 to 3 tablespoons of yoghurt, and I'm just going to stir them in. You don't want to stir it too much because I think that can have some sort of adverse effect on the yoghurt. So I'm just double checking that the temperature is where I want it to be, just giving it a moment there. So yeah, I do think that's about right. So it's time to add the yoghurt. So yes, do not over stir this, just gently, very gently mix it in. And then we'll pop the lid on. And then to keep this warm, I am going to take it out of the base of the slow cooker and I'm going to wrap it in a bath towel just to stop any drafts getting to it or anything. And it just sort of keeps it snug in there. Because we are going to keep this overnight. So I'm very carefully lifting it out and wrapping it up all tight and snug. And then I'm going to sit it on top of my boiler just to give it a constant heat overnight, so it's not getting any fluctuations of temperature. And then we'll come back and have a look at this in the morning when hopefully the yoghurt will have set and we'll be able to have it with our breakfast in the morning. So I'll catch you and see you with that in the morning. So I'm now going to pop the apple wine that I made the other day into a demijohn. It's been sitting for a week and I've been stirring it daily, and every time I've been stirring it, it has been giving me an effect because every time I take the lid off, I become overwhelmed with the fumes from it.
So it's, and I've tasted it every day, and actually it tastes so delicious, as most of them seem to. So we're going to get a demijohn and pop that in there now.
Okay, so it's been resting overnight. It's been about 14 hours, so it should be perfect. Fingers crossed. It's a bit like harvesting potatoes. You never know what you're going to get. Let's take the lid off. Let's have a smell first. Smells like yogurt. Let me get a spoon. Right. So, moment of truth. Is it going to slice like yogurt? It's worked. Beautiful thick yogurt. Let's have a taste. Oh, wow. It tastes so different to the shop bought. It's really hard to describe. You can taste the yogurty, but it just tastes, it's got a creaminess to it, and it's so delicious. And for the cost of 2 litres, I think it was, of organic milk, so what's that, about £1.50? I've got all of this yogurt. This would cost me, for some organic yogurt like this would cost me £3 or £4 in the shop. So it's really worthwhile doing. So I'll now put this in the fridge, and when I want to make my next batch, all I'll do is keep a small piece of this back and use it to make the next batch. So it just goes on and on and on. Oh, right, I'm going to have some breakfast with this yogurt. So excuse me. So we're out for a walk today, and we've come to North Norfolk, to the Blicklin estate. It's another National Trust place. We are not going to the house today. We've been to the house loads of times before, so we're just having a walk. We're actually here for chestnuts, but the usual bit we go for a walk has been closed off for some reason, and that's where most of the chestnuts are, and a lot of the younger trees that seem to have the bigger, fatter chestnuts. Oops. So I don't know if we're going to find many. We've found quite a few trees, but the chestnuts have been quite small. And there were quite a few people after them, whereas we never, in all the years, in the past sort of 20 years that I've been doing this, I've barely seen a person. I hardly ever see anyone mushrooming, chestnutting, blackberrying. It's usually just me and maybe 1 or 2 others, but generally nobody else. But this year, whoops, this year it's really, really taken off. So we've got a few in here. It's only about 10, so not enough for what I want to do with them, but we might just roast these and eat these. But maybe we'll find some further up here. Anyhow, I need to catch up with the others. I'm always being left behind. Shall we? Are you showing the camera? Here we go. Hang on, unless you've got yourself twisted, it goes through like that. Should we add that to our bag? Should we get some more? Here's one. So they're not that big, but they're okay. Look, some of them are just pressed into the soil, aren't they? Look. There we go. We put those ones in.
Okay, can we just stay here and keep filling it?
Are you enjoying it?
It's actually quite fluffy. Okay, I actually quite like it.
I like it. Here's one. Look. So we're coming to the end of the walk now, and we did manage to get some chestnuts. They weren't huge, but they were certainly enough. And as I've said, we usually use them for our Christmas meal, but they're really quite small, so it's not really worth it for those. So we're going to roast them tonight and just enjoy them fresh like that. I'm going uphill. We're in Norfolk, there's not that many hills, but this one's this one's proving quite a challenge. So I'm probably going to turn the camera off now and enjoy the rest of the walk. Thank you once again for joining me here on Mum's Homestead. I really hope you'll join me again soon, and if you like the content, please don't forget to hit the button down below and subscribe. It would be great if you could join me here on the homestead. Until next time, see you soon. Bye.